Greetings, friendlies. Welcome to Dharma PhD, conversations about the science, philosophy, and culture of mindfulness and secular Buddhism. I'm your host, Shannon M. Whitaker, joined by my fabulous co-host, Jeff Street. Welcome, Jeff.
Hello.
This is an introductory episode, so we'll be telling you a little about what's going on in the podcast. Each episode, Jeff and I will have an in-depth conversation about what I'm learning on my journey to complete an independent PhD in the philosophy of mindfulness. We'll be talking about things like, what are the latest neuroimaging studies telling us about the effects of loving-kindness meditation on the brain? Or, my favorite, why is loving-kindness a terrible translation of the Pali word metta? We'll also be interviewing scientists, teachers, and other practitioners to find out what they're learning on their journeys. So why are we having these conversations? Why are we interviewing these amazing humans? A little about me. Last year, my mindfulness practice was going really well. I had a robust daily practice. I regularly attended retreats. I was, as Dan Harris so charmingly puts it, becoming less of an asshole. But there was something missing. It's true that I had a strong personal practice. I was teaching MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction, but my life and my practice didn't feel integrated somehow. So I did what any nerd would do. I searched for an advanced academic program that would guide me through the aspects of mindfulness and Dharma that were interesting to me. I'm interested not just in practice and teaching, but also in research and discussion with others. So I looked around for a program, but I couldn't find anything. So I cooked up a personal PhD program. It's 4-ish years of research, practice, teaching, and discussion about mindfulness and secular Buddhism. I'm particularly interested in the early Nicaean texts, what scholars believe to be the earliest written documentation of the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama. I'm also interested in modern cognitive science, in neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy of mind. So this podcast is going to chronicle that journey of my discoveries. As I move through these 4-ish years, researching and exploring, Jeff and I will be having conversations about the discoveries. A little about Jeff, if I may.
You may.
Jeff is not a mindfulness practitioner.
No.
Doesn't meditate.
No.
So our conversations are sort of works of translation. As I explore what science and ancient texts and modern philosophy have to say, and as I explore my own practice, I'll be translating what I'm learning into common parlance. I want to be able to explain what I'm learning and why it matters to a non-practicing modern Westerner. Do you qualify?
A curious layperson.
A technologist, maybe?
Yeah, some have said.
A millennial adjacent engineer?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
All right, so all of these are fair descriptions.
Yeah.
I thought, Jeff, to introduce us, that I would bring some icebreaker questions.
Here we go.
I'll ask you, and then you can ask me. Does it sound like fun?
Sure.
Okay, so the first one, this is a softball. Is there a word or phrase that you would like to have removed from the dictionary?
Removed from the dictionary. I was reading it just today. You sent me an email the other day.
This is called priming.
The phrase begging the question. We all know what it used to mean, and we all know the abomination that it's become. I'd really like us to strike it from not the correct definition. We can keep that one, just the wrong definition.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be speaking, I think, about the English dictionary rather than the Pali dictionary. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That's a fair assumption. Mm-hmm.
So please, what would you like to remove from the dictionary?
The word like.
Mm-hmm.
I figure let's just get rid of it altogether. There are plenty of synonyms for like when you're used properly. Mm-hmm. So let's just get rid of it altogether.
Let's rely on those.
And not even worry about it. Let's just let it go. Let it go.
It's run its course.
Really, over.
Become kind of
over.
A fossil of a word.
It's sort of a marathon of a word. You'd think 4 little letters.
It's a virus of a word. Because once it gets in there, it really infects your speech.
Yes. So that's for me. Ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Has there been a show, so this is a softball for me, has there been a show that you binge watched embarrassingly fast?
Go ahead. You could take this one first.
No, you should go first. I'll go second.
Embarrassingly? Well, I think all binging is a bit embarrassing.
Oh, okay.
I'm I understand very well why this is a thing.
Sure.
Why this definition of this word has been added to the dictionary. It's a thing that now can be done.
Yeah.
So several shows, more shows than I'd like to admit, and a few podcasts. None of them really comes to mind as a definitive binging experience, though.
Okay. Well, would you like me to swoop in and
please
save
do.
you? Yeah, it's the Baby Yoda show all the way. There's no question. That was the first night that we watched it together. You went to sleep after episode 2, and I stayed up and watched all the rest of the episodes.
This from a person who does not. We don't own a TV. Shannon doesn't watch TV. Shannon might go so far as to scorn TV.
Yeah, I think that's true. For this exact reason.
Well, there's this one particular character, though, that you've taken a shine to.
I really do. I really do love it.
It defies logic and explanation.
It's so shocking. It really is. It's been an amazing opportunity to practice, though, trying to understand what it is about this TV show that's really caught up, that's really developed this habit loop or whatever's happening in my brain. So that's been interesting. But yeah, embarrassing. I will say in my defense, because that's what happens when you do something embarrassing is you defend yourself.
Feel defensive, yeah.
I did fast forward through all the fighting, which means I only had to watch about 50% of the TV show.
But Baby Yoda did not do much fighting. There was that one rhinoceros.
Yeah, and he didn't fight. He just
picked him right up.
Just said, just wait. Just wait. And then the other guy killed him with that tiny knife. It was very weird. Anyway, are you ready?
The writing isn't great on this show, and that's not the part that you're interested in.
It's true. It's true. Are you ready for the next question?
Yeah, go ahead.
When people meet you, what is something that surprises them about you?
Oh, well, not that I'm a technologist. And that...
pretty clear.
That comes right. Yeah, that comes right now. What is something that surprises them? I don't know. I don't feel like surprise is one of the primary emotions that people have when they meet me. I feel like I'm a fairly straightforward person. I guess I'm sort of a tall person. I'm 6 feet tall, 6 and a bit on a good day.
Yeah.
But fairly soft spoken and socially reserved. And so those things are a bit of a contrast. But again, that becomes clear pretty quick, and I don't think it's a surprise. Did you have a particular thing in mind?
No, not at all. I was curious to hear what you were going to say, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Mine is pretty easy, right? Like I was a military helicopter pilot because I am 5'4", and I didn't know this before, but I'm tiny apparently. I didn't know that.
Oh, you're tiny and cute and
I'm adorable. I have this big Girl Scout grin all the time. And
you have a big toothy grin.
I do have a big toothy grin. And then people say, and I'm usually wearing like a light yellow dress.
Some summery sort of dress, yeah.
Yeah, and then they find out that I was a military helicopter pilot, and they go, "What?" And then we can't talk about anything else. So I usually don't tell them. It's a secret. Don't tell anybody. So that's enough about us. A little more about this podcast. You're going to be hearing a lot from me. I'm the main host. Jeff is my podcast whisperer. He's the funny one, and with any luck, will keep me from getting too earnest.
I'll do what I can.
Episodes will come out as they're ready, as we interview people or as I learn something new and fascinating. This is all an exploration, and we'll be sharing what we come across. It's exciting for me, and I hope that it will be exciting and interesting for you too. And finally, if you have thoughts about what you hear, if you agree or disagree or are curious about what we're discussing, or if you know someone we should interview, maybe we should interview you. Or maybe you just want to get in touch, definitely reach out. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us at hello@dharmaphd.com.
That's our URL too, dharmaphd.com.
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about what we're up to or find new episodes, go there and check us out. Rad. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Over and out.
May you be well.